Hey everyone, this is Mike with JetAdmin. In this video, we'll learn how to edit your data that you already have inside of JetAdmin. So you've connected your resource. In my case, I'll just show it on the example of Firebase. So I have a very basic data structure here, just a list of or the collection of categories. And when I connected my Firebase with this collection, Firestore with this collection of categories, it's been tableized, and now I have this nice table of categories. It's very simple. I have just IDs and category and the auto-generated created date and updated date. All right, and there are a few ways how you can edit your data. So first of all, you can add records right away. So I have only 4 records, and if I want to manually add a record, I can do it by either clicking on this button here, and when I click, this form opens up. It's just going to be just a form that you fill out and click create categories, and it's going to add a new record here. Or you can go here in case you have lots of record and you don't want to scroll down all the way to the new record button at the very bottom. So you can click here. It pretty much duplicates the functionality. You can fill out the form again and click create categories. If you want to change just some specific values, you can click into this value. So for example, let's say I want to change this healthcare category into education. So I click into it twice. I click twice and I just change it. Education. Okay. And I click out of the grid, and pretty much it's been changed. And depending on the type of connection that you've chosen when you connected your resource, once again, there is a sync connection and there is a direct connection. So it will either push the changes back into your data source right away, immediately, in case of a direct connection, or is going to wait for the interval that you've set here in the settings. In my case, it's also real time, and push the changes after this time. All right, in my case, it's immediate, so let's check if that indeed changed in database. So I have this primary key, WG, and it's indeed now education. So it's been immediately. If I change this value here on the level of my data source, it also will be reflected back in JetAdmin. So if I check here once again back to healthcare and click update, I'll just click into here and I refresh this. It's going to be healthcare. All right, another option to update your data here is to upload a file. So let's say that you already have this structure, and sometimes you have new chunks of data with the same structure or with a similar structure that you want to just add on top of the existing data. So obviously going one by one, adding records is not feasible. It's not a viable option. So we can go here, import categories. We click, and then we can just choose our CSV file. But before I do this, I will just show you a little another option that you have here is exporting this collection, this data set. Here you can click export categories, and you'll be able to export all the collection. We choose format once again. I'll go with the CSV, click export, and click continue, and that's it. And now I will use the same CSV. I mean, just for the sake of illustration, illustrating the point, to upload it here. So I will click into this, choose my file. I think this one, yes, correct. Okay, and here you can map your data from new CSV or fields from your new CSV that you're uploading onto the existing schema or structure. So here JetPK is a primary key, and you can watch a separate video on primary keys and foreign keys to understand how those things work inside of JetAdmin. But for the time being, I'll just note that there is no way for you to kind of change it here. It's going to be generated automatically. And I have categories here and I have IDs. Looks fine, because that's essentially the same CSV. So I'll click import and click continue. All right, looks good. So I have now, instead of 4 records, I have 8 records. Pretty much that's the initial collection that I have, plus the CSV that I've just uploaded. And I can double check in my data source that it's being reflected here correctly. Okay. Now, what you also can do here is you can go here, hover your mouse over the left area here in front of the record, and you can check mark certain records. You can see that you have the option to, first of all, export certain records, like instead of just exporting the whole collection, all the records that you have, just export the ones that you selected and deleting those records. So I'll go ahead and just, I think I'll do it this way. I'll just delete the duplicates. It's going to be this one and this one and this one. Okay, looks good. Click delete, execute. All right, and once again, we can check that it's indeed been updated here in my data source. You can also utilize our data API that we have here to kind of skip the manual work. And if we click here into show our API, we have all the descriptions of all the methods and all the values, all the parameters. So you can use that to interact with your data in JetAdmin through that API layer. All right, hope it was helpful. Have a great one. Bye.